We've been involved with the lethality assessment program here coming up on a little over 2 years. The benefits that we've seen with our department, number one is it has helped us, of course, get victims to into shelter or into programs. A lot of times the victims don't need to go directly into shelter. However, they do need some programs. They need some assistance with the getting protective orders, with making a plan, making a safety plan, some to move out. And we don't get that contact with Safe Passage unless we start there on the scene right away. What we found the benefit is that not only is this helping the victims get into services later on, it's also making our cases stronger. The victims are more likely to tell us the truth about what happened and not try to hide or minimize what the suspect did. If they feel like that you actually do care and you're actually going to have people on your side. I can think for one example where I had backed up another agency on a call and had presented the lethality assessment program to the victim there. At that point, she kept denying and denying that the suspect had strangled her or struck her in any way. After speaking with the counselor from Safe Passage, after she filled out the lethality assessment program form and told her that she was in danger, and she spoke with him, she got off the phone and immediately told us what had happened and that the suspect had battered her, and we were able to make an arrest on that. Also, a lot of police officers feel that maybe this isn't a good use of time because they feel that they need to clear the call and go on to the next call, and these people are going to just continue to call repeatedly. What we have found is that by filling out the lethality assessment form, even on not batteries where we can make an arrest on, but that we're just going to be able to file a report because there's no injuries, is reducing our calls back to the same residence because the victims are realizing what sort of danger they're in, and by talking to someone at Safe Passage that will help them along with getting out of the situation or making it better, then they don't tend to call again because they stop the situation. We found that this is an even further step, not just by making the arrest. You make an arrest, you still will have people who will go back on what they've said. But by using this gives them that extra push, that extra notice that they have some sort of support from somebody other than just a police officer who's going to come there, arrest their spouse, arrest their boyfriend, and then never see them again. They got somebody that's going to be with them for the long term. So they are going to make those lasting changes in their life to get out of that cycle of violence. The lethality assessment program training, number one, when we, myself and Officer Taylor, first took the class, we could see the benefits right out. And it was something that it wasn't just this organization, it's way up in Batesville that we maybe would see every once in a while. Now they're working hand in hand with us with the domestic violence victims, and it's not just us bringing them to shelter. Now we're getting access to all the other programs that Safe Passage has to offer, and we wouldn't be doing that without the lethality assessment program because we're making contact with them on every case. Mm-hmm. And it's really worked out well. I know that there's been many cases, I can think of one in particular with a serious domestic or a serious bodily injury battery that could have been a murder or an attempted murder, that because of Safe Passage's involvement, and worked with the police department all the way steps through and getting the victim in to speak with us and making sure that we kept that connection, making sure that the protective orders were filed, that we were able to make a case and put the guy in prison. And it really bolstered our department's faith in what Safe Passage does. It's bringing together the law enforcement side, which sees that 5 minutes of terribleness and then bringing it together with the long-term effects of counseling and trying to change behaviors that Safe Passage brings to us. And working together, I think we're making a much longer-term change in the way domestic violence is handled, and we're making some good inroads with it. And it all has to do with the lethality assessment program because it's getting that first connection. And it's not just me talking with Safe Passage. it's every patrol officer is talking with Safe Passage at some point or the other while they're working their shift, because everybody's gonna work a domestic violence incident. You're not gonna go through a year without one.
Mhm.